Welcome back to another new video. So in this video we're gonna solve another problem. Let's jump to our screen. At first you can see the problem name is remove duplicates from sorted array. So we're gonna solve this problem using very common method here. I'm gonna use an algorithm which takes the time complexity of big of 1. So without wasting any more time, let's jump to our code base. Here you can see I just copied it from LeetCode and I just paste here. You can see I just take an array as my wish, like consider this is an sorted array, and I duplicate these 2 digits here. You can see 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 is individual. We have a problem with these 2 digits. So this is gonna count like 1, 2 and 3. Extra 1 will be vanished. So I have an algorithm in my mind. For betterment, I'm gonna make a checkpoint here. Checkpoint will check if our nums.length is 0, then it will return direct the value of 0. This is our checkpoint. We just add this, but LeetCode doesn't need this. This is an extra part. I just added here, and now I'm gonna make a counter variable here. I'm gonna set count is equal to 1. That means in an sorted array we have minimum 1 duplicates from our original array, which is going to pass by as a parameter of a function. So we just count as 1, or we just consider it. Okay, now let's talk about our loop. We're gonna run a loop to see all the digits of that array. So what we're gonna do, I must be less than that nums.length, and I'll be increment. Okay, this is cool. Now we're gonna check another condition here. Check condition. Now in our condition, what we're gonna check, but before checking, I want to ask you something. Before solving this, you can pause this video, and now we can think for a while what we're gonna check right now. Okay, I hope you understand, and you also paused and solved by yourself. If you solve by yourself, I'll be very happy. Otherwise, we are solving. Let's focus on this video. So we have check condition, and the condition principle will be like nums, and every time our count will be increasing order. So now I'm explaining this context here. Think like an array. I just make a comment like 1, 1, 2 and 3. This is our array. I'm gonna zoom it again. You can see this is our array. Now what we're gonna do, simply we're gonna think about this at first. 1. So this one will be, I'm gonna make this this assign. This will much better for visualization. And let's talk about this at first. This is our index number 0, but we are changing our count variable. Let's close this console, and we are checking, we are converting number of count 1. That means nums1. This is the format we just copied here. We just write count, that means 1. That means here we are checking for 1 we are considering, but this first value we are not considering. Why? This is the case. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna consider this algorithm as at first after, then before. So at first, let me write the condition. I think then you will understand clearly. Nums I and not equals nums I minus 1. Now I think this will probably make sense like this. Let me explain it. Okay, I just made a mistake. I will be always 0. And now if I talk about nums.I, this part, that means the value of I is 1. So nums1 means we are considering this value, this digit. and we also considering like this. So 1 minus 1, that means nums 0 means the first value of our array. Okay, so if we consider this condition, let me explain this. For this I is equals to 1, so nums I means nums 1, that is this digit, but we are checking for the previous one. So we can see the previous one will be 0 because 1 minus 1 is 0, so nums 0 means the first digit, but the condition is false for that because we are changing the value where two digits are not similar or not the values are same. So here in case this two digit cannot be changed, so first case we can't change the value. But if I talk about the second case, if we consider 2, that means if when this loop runs again, the value will be 2. So if the value of I is 2, like nums 2 means 0, 1, 2, that means this 2. And we're considering like this. I minus 1 means 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so nums 1 value is this 1. But here the condition is true. Why? The condition is true because 2 and 1, the values are not similar, not same. So that's why this condition is true. We just mark as false here. I mean, if we find any false value here, then this condition will run. Okay, first case. For the first case, we don't have any change in our function, but in second case, we just change the value of I, and here we have the same counter because at first case we didn't change it. So count 1, that means count 1 is this, and this means this 1 will be replaced by 2 because the value of I is 2 and nums 2 means 2. Okay, then counter will be incrementing. So this is the process we are talking about. I hope you understand what kind of algorithm I just implemented. So if you don't understand yet after listening my speech, my honest suggestion will be you can calculate like this. Like I showed you how to calculate every value inside an array. I think you should take a very long amount of numbers inside an array and you should do it by yourself. Then you will understand what is going on here. Okay, and finally we have to just return the value of count because we don't need any changes here. We just need count here. So that's why I said it that how many times this will change, how many items will be inside an array, the number of this, and I'm gonna copy. I think I talk too much, but this is all for you. Good. I want that everyone will understand this matter, this algorithm. So that's why I talked a lot. And here you can see a function is accepted for 2 cases. Okay, that's pretty good. And if I talk about the time complexity, because in every video I told about time complexity, the time complexity will be big O of n. This is the time complexity, order of 1. Why order of 1? Let me explain it. You can see this value is constant, this also constant. Actually this is not constant. When this function is executing, it also takes times, but we consider it as constant. But here's the matter. For this for loop takes a dependency on our input, I mean our parameter. But our parameter is an array, so it could be a long array, it could be a short array. So it depends on the length of this array. So that's why we have n number of digits inside array. We have n dependency. So we can call that we have the time complexity of order of 1. I hope you understand the whole concept inside this video. This is all for today. If you find this informative and exciting, you can subscribe this channel and like this video as well. See you in the next video with another problem solving. Till then, goodbye.